Alright guys, what is going on? It's Carnage Defense bringing you another video today, and in today's video we are going to be unboxing the new Vortex Defender CCW green dot. And just so you guys can see, I have the original red dot version and now I have the green dot version. So we're going to talk about the differences in them, and we're going to go over the specs as well in case you don't know. This Vortex Defender CCW is made in China. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys here so I don't have to change camera angles, but this is the opening the box. There is your optic. Now, the nice thing about Vortex is they do actually give you an optic cover if that's something that you want to use. I usually don't use them, so I have a bunch of them, but there is the optic. And also in the box, if you lift this section up, you have all of your screws and owner's manual inside that section right there. I actually forgot about this. They also give you a Shield RMS Picatinny mount. And there is your little tool to adjust the windage into elevation. And I'm just going to show you guys real quick all of these screws that it comes with. You got your Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 screws. You got your Glock MOS screws. Your FN 509 screws. Canik TP9 and SIG P320 screws. HK VP9 screws. And probably the main one all of you are going to be using, the SIG P365 XL screws. And then that's the little shim that it comes with. So that is everything that's in the box. Now let's actually talk about the optic. Alright, and hopefully you can see that, but that is the Defender CCW green dot. Now this specific one is the 3 MOA model, and I will be throwing this on a full-size gun just because I didn't get the RMR version. I don't know why. I wanted to compare the Defender CCW to Defender CCW, so I just went ahead and bought this one. Honestly, first impressions right off the bat, it's a good looking optic already, but I've had issues with my previous Defender CCW, and before I started recording, I called Vortex and I was like, hey, I know you guys just released the green dot Defender CCW. Were there any changes made to the green dot version opposed to the red dot version, or is it just a simple reticle color change? The answer that I got was that it was just a simple reticle color change. Nothing else was changed. So a bunch of people who own this red dot, and this is the red one that I have, a bunch of people who own the red dot have had issues with the lockout button not working, or like you go to change the brightness, you set the gun down for about 10 minutes, the reticle shuts off, you pick it back up and it's a completely different brightness. Usually it's maxed out, which in low light conditions, not ideal. As far as stuff like that they could have changed, they didn't. I mean, that's kind of what I was expecting. This isn't the Gen 3 of it. This is still Gen 2, technically speaking. I would imagine changes like that are going to be coming out eventually. But for right now, it is just the Gen 2 version of the green dot. All they did was they changed the reticle color. Everything else, specs and everything is the same. But speaking of specs, let's talk about the specs. So the Defender CCW I found on Amazon for $250 shipped from EuroOptic. This optic comes in a 3 or 6 MOA version. It is red dot or green dot, so now you have the option of buying either one, which I'm a big fan of. Personally, I enjoy green dot. That's my personal favorite one, but I know a bunch of you prefer red dot. That's totally fine. It's personal preference. The optic weighs 0.95 ounces. It is IPX7 waterproof, which means it is good submerged for 1 meter for 30 minutes. The Defender CCW is Shield RMSC footprint. It does have a top-mounted battery, which is super nice. I'm not a big fan of the optics where you have to remove the optic to change the battery on the bottom. This optic has a 10-minute auto shutoff, which is super nice. The Gen 1 had a 14-hour shutoff, which means if you picked it up, it's on for 14 hours after that, which I thought was insane. Basically, the optic never turned off for a lot of people. Now it is 10 minutes, and that is a huge, huge pro to the Gen 2 versus the Gen 1. Also, they changed the refresh rate on the Gen 2. The refresh rate on the Gen 2 is a lot better, so that's also a pro. This optic is shake awake, so the moment you pick it up, the dot turns on. When you set it down, it turns off after 10 minutes. You pick it up, it turns back on. And then obviously the biggest pro to Vortex is their customer service and their warranty. Now, I've owned 3 Defender CCWs. I had to warranty one of them because whenever I would set the gun down and pick it up a little bit later, it would be at a completely maxed out brightness. It's not supposed to be that way. I tried to lock the brightness setting and it wouldn't lock at all. And it was just a defective optic for whatever reason. So I called them up. I was like, hey, this is the issue that I'm having. They're like, yep, let's go ahead. Let's swap it out. I took it over to my local Shield since I literally just got it, gave it back to them, they gave me a new one, and I haven't swapped it out since. So as far as customer service goes for Vortex, their lifetime warranty is no joke. That is literally pretty much what their whole brand is based off of. A lot of people buy Vortex just for their warranty. And then this optic does include a spacer for zeroing within 15 yards, which is cool. It includes 6 packs of screws for different guns. It does include a Picatinny mount. It has a 9,500 hour battery life. It is 7075 aluminum. It runs a 1632 battery. And the Defender CCW has 8 daylight and 2 night vision brightness settings. So that is all the specs about the optic. And personally, I will be running the optic on my M&P 2.0 Performance Center. This is the ported full-size version. Yes, I'm putting a tiny optic on a full-size gun. It is what it is. I needed to put it on something, and I figured, hey, that gun came with, when I bought it, originally came with an optic this size. I'm just going to put one back on. Doesn't hurt. One thing I did want to know about this is that the lower 10% of the glass, the reticle actually disappears. So the only way you're really going to see it is not from like putting it way out here and trying to find it. You got to put it kind of up close, look down, and that lower 10%, maybe 15% of the glass, the optic completely disappears. The only way you're going to be able to see what I'm talking about is if you own a Defender CCW. Instead of putting it like all the way out here trying to like mess with it, put it up close to your eye and move it down, and you'll see that the reticle disappears before it's out of the glass area. And it's probably about 10-15% of it, which isn't a huge deal. I don't ever really shoot with my optic, for one, way the hell up here. For two, I usually keep the dot pretty much center of the screen. May not be perfect all the time, but it's pretty much center most of the time. For me, not a big deal. For a lot of people, that's a deal breaker. So I did want to note that it is still an issue on the green dot version. Now, I'm sure when they come out with Gen 3, they'll figure out a way to fix it. But for right now, still a problem. But I will give kudos where kudos is due. I have asked Vortex probably about 8 months ago now, hey, I want a green dot option. And a lot of people agreed with me, hey, green dot option would be super cool. They should make that. And I've been seeing all over the place that people have been asking for the green dot version of the Defender CCW and their other optics. And they finally did it. They did come out with a green dot optic. And again, my personal preference is I love green dot optics. That's what I run. I'm a big fan of them. And I'm really glad to see Vortex go, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead. Let's bring out a green dot optic. So thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. I told you guys I would buy one. I did. I will be actually doing a proper review on it, letting you know if this optic is defective or if it works perfectly. I will bring that to you guys at a later date. And there you go. I did get the Vortex Defender CCW mounted. And I also used the adapter plate from DPP. Shout out to them. I love these adapter plates. I have a bunch of them. They've all worked great. Hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. If you did, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below about the Vortex Defender CCW. And let me know if you would buy one over a Holosun or other optics. Anyways, it's Carnage Defense. Thank you guys again for watching. I greatly appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next one.